It's GFN Thursday, and we have 18 games joining the service this week, along with a sweet collaboration between Chromebook Plus, CD Projekt Red, and GFN. We're breaking it all down here, so let's get to it. Getting us started this week is a really cool collaborative ad between Nvidia, Google, and CD Projekt Red revolving around Cyberpunk 2077, GeForce Now, and the new Chromebook Plus. As you can tell by the footage in the background, the ad itself took place in Times Square on one of those cool 3D billboards. Not to mention, longtime Cyberpunk 2077 fans were also challenged to try their hand at spotting an Easter egg code in the activation itself. So you may be wondering right now, why the ad? And the answer to that is pretty simple. Right now, GeForce Now Priority and Ultimate provides a fantastic way to experience Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty. That's that new expansion with the 2.0 update that really does change the fundamentals of the game. Google's just shown off their new Chromebook Plus Chromebooks that are capable of more performance, battery life, and speed than ever before. And of course, Google and Nvidia have partnered up to give all Chromebook owners 3 free months of GeForce Now Priority membership to get you started. Now, for those who decide to go the extra mile and pick up a cloud gaming Chromebook, well, then you can get 3 months of GeForce Now Ultimate membership instead. Overall, I think this sort of thing is really cool to see. It's helping spread the word of cloud gaming, GFN in particular. But more than that, there's some pretty awesome deals going around, whether it's this with a Chromebook, or last week's announcement of picking up 6 months of GeForce Now Ultimate and getting 3 free months of PC Game Pass. But now let's take a look at the new games arriving this week on GeForce Now. I'm going to be highlighting one release in particular because it does excite me, but as a heads up, there will be no montage this week and I'll explain why in just a second. For now though, let's focus on Chivalry 2, which will now be available via Xbox and PC Game Pass. In case you haven't heard of the franchise before, it's a multiplayer first-person slasher inspired by epic medieval movie battles. You'll be pushed into action and you'll have to dominate massive 64-player battlefields. The game has plenty of classes, modes, and ways to play to keep you entertained for the long term. There's also plenty of progression to be had as you have 4 base classes that expand to 10 subclasses with over 30 unique weapons, each with multiple visual variants as well. Take it from someone who's played it before, there's a lot of fun to be had here, especially with friends, and the game does support all platform crossplay. Now moving on to the other 17 titles arriving this month on GeForce Now, I'm gonna go through the list of them all, after which I'll give you my reasoning for not making a montage and my overall thoughts on the game drops this week. You can expect Breathe Edge, Bridge Constructor The Walking Dead, Bus Simulator 21, Chivalry 2, Dungeons 4, Hexarchy, Hearts of Iron 4, I Am Future, Imagine Earth, The Invincible, Land of the Vikings, Saints Row 4 Re-elected, Shenzhen IO, Superland 6 Inches Under, The Surge 2, Thymesia, Tropico 6, and West of Dead. Now look, I've always promised to keep it real with y'all. While GeForce Now is my go-to cloud gaming service and the one I probably recommend the most, it's far from the perfect platform and definitely can get criticized as well. This week's drop is one of the weaker ones, and that's because most of these games have already been on the service. In fact, all of them have. They're mainly all just getting support from Microsoft's Xbox Store. It's the main reason why I decided against making a montage this week, because that does take a lot of time, and frankly speaking, most of you are aware of these titles already. Now before getting too negative, I do think it's important to always put things into perspective in the grand scheme of things. Is this week a little bit disappointing? Yeah, sure, but there's still a ton of games to play. The reality is that the GFN team have been adding a boatload of games each and every week, and there's plenty to choose from right now. And at the end of the day, one of these weeks feeling a bit lacking isn't going to really taint the service in my eyes. I also think it's worth exploring the flip side. It's great to see them adding these storefronts for those who buy the games on those respective stores. And it's something that does need to get done. Fair play on GFN's part, I'd be very disappointed if they didn't support my version of the game simply because I bought it on the wrong store. Regardless, there's always next week, and I'm sure we'll see even more games drop there. Not to mention, if you haven't already, go play Chivalry 2 via PC Game Pass if you're subscribed. It's a ton of fun. Feel free to let me know your thoughts on this week's drop down in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed today's video or found it helpful at all, be sure to hit that like button as it really does help the channel out. And if you're wanting more content like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell as well. And as always, thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day. This has been the Virtual Cloud, giving you the latest and greatest on everything cloud gaming related, and until next time, I'll catch you in the clouds.